Miami has done a heck of a job welcoming in the top talent. Could the youth finally be back? It looks very well like things are shaping up with all the recruits they are bringing in and all the flips that are stirring. But Tristen Keys out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, he is, of course, he's number one wide receiver in the country, and he is the number one overall player in Mississippi. Of course, we know that historically Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss Rebels have clinched the number one player in Mississippi, but they are definitely falling behind on this one right now, committed to LSU elite 5-star kid. But the Hurricanes are looking to make a storm, and Mario Cristobal is at the forefront of trying to get Tristen Keys to flip from being a Bayou Bengal to a Miami Hurricane. Again, this is a kid that I've seen for a very, very long time. But again, it's going to be a tough battle. But if anyone could step up to the challenge, it has to be Miami. They not only pose so many enticing things as far as being a stop for Tristen Keys from the bankroll to the opportunity to be an instant impact player. But of course, some of the schools they are going to continue to battle with are LSU, obviously, Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are all coming on strong. But again, Benvenidos a Miami, because they are going to welcome Tristen Keys this weekend. So look out to see how this visit goes. Depending how this visit goes, it really could see the shift in the dynamic. But again, Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, everybody's trying to get in the lead. But right now, the best chance it seems for LSU commit Tristen Keys to open up his recruitment is Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes.
All right. Had a bit of a glitch there, but we're back and back at it and back to Miami. And yeah, everything just kind of failed on me for a second. So here we go back to the cornerback position and a 5-star in Chauncey Kennon.
As much as Mario Cristobal has gone out from the transfer portal as in the high school recruiting trail to go get the top talent nationally, this is a huge weekend for Miami to really also focus on keeping their guys in state close to home. And Chauncey Kennon is one of those guys out of Sarasota, Florida. He is the number 27 overall prospect. Again, LSU, Georgia, Florida State are all teams that are in the hunt. But again, Chauncey Kennon heading to Miami this weekend, and Mario Cristobal and company are looking to keep elite cornerback in state from Booker out of Sarasota, Florida, and Chauncey Kennon. So again, another big weekend with another high profile visitor looking to stay in state, and definitely a big push for that.
We have talked a lot of Derrek Cooper with you, obviously, Leanne, and he is also making the visit to Miami as well as one of the best athletes in the country.
One of the best running backs athletes in the country, right there out of Hollywood, Florida. Another in-state recruit that Miami is going head-to-head battle in with Georgia. But this weekend, he will not be in Athens. Instead, he will be in Coral Gables. I really like where Miami stands in this one. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Georgia definitely going to be making a big push, but I really like where Mario Cristobal has kind of set the stage. Alabama is another program in the SEC that's been trying to knock on the door and has been really, really creeping up behind. But again, I really like where Miami has been start to finish in on this one. And despite Georgia and Alabama being strong components in the SEC for this talented kid right in the backyard in Florida, in Hollywood, Florida, I really like where Mario Cristobal stands. So I expect that maybe not this weekend he commits to the Canes, but I think Derrek Cooper will ultimately be a Miami Hurricane. But again, Georgia, Alabama making very strong pushes. But from the recruitment, what I've heard and what I've seen, and breaking down the talented guy, I really think that he's going to find his home not too far away from home and stay within the state of Florida.
Well, Leanne, we have made our way to the end of the list, and Miami again having a big weekend in store down there starting here on Friday. And Anthony Jones comes off the edge as one of the best in the business at that position.
Right, not too far away from Mobile, Alabama. He comes out of St. Paul's Episcopal, one of the best pass rushers in the country. This is going to be a tough pull for Mario Cristobal, but we know that Mario Cristobal and those Miami Hurricanes are definitely always up to a challenge, and they definitely. What I really like the approach for Miami is. While they've gone to the transfer portal to help rebuild their roster, I think this season we've really seen Mario Cristobal pull all the stops out and really going towards that high school recruiting pool and really putting a lot of his resources. And I think that it's really being taken notice by not only the high school elite recruits, but also the high school programs. And I think Miami, while this is going to be a tough pull to pull them out of Alabama with so many others lurking. But I really like Miami's chance in still staying in the midst. I think this is going to be a down to the wire. I think another player outside, obviously, the in state favorites in Alabama, Auburn battling for one of the top edge guys to keep it home. Oregon, despite the roller coasters that Oregon has as far as a recruiting trail, Oregon has also been on the move with him and has really stayed close in trying to get Jones. Not out of his comfort zone between Alabama and Auburn, and definitely not trying to send him down to the ACC. So again, but I think the Canes are setting themselves really nicely up here to. It's going to be a tough sell, but again, I think that Mario Cristobal and that defensive line coach, their defensive line coach and Jason Taylor have really done a good job in this recruitment from start to finish to really give them an opportunity. To as far as giving him the opportunity that he would get to play and be an instant impact player. And again, I think that that's where a place like Miami has become such a hot destination for many 4-star and 5-star elite players, especially knowing how saturated Alabama and Auburn rosters and even the Oregon roster are at that position. So again, Mario Cristobal setting a heck of a stage this weekend down in South Florida with some top players in state and out of state. But again, big, huge recruiting weekend in Miami. But somebody definitely, they have a lot of aces in the holes right there.